NIGMA Galaxy? Is that true, or am I?
I think they're a little bit of a better team, and they
rotate as much than a mid-nature's Prophet does. Admiral Bulldog over on the bot lane. That's going to be first blood being drawn by Yaver. Nagato might just be traded out over here. He is hiding inside of those trees. The Tooth will trade him out, but in the end, this might just end up being a double kill. Yaver has another Sakushi coming online, but he will decide not to go in for the chase.
Nana might be looking to put a bit more pressure on it in the second wave, but meanwhile pressure goes out on top lane. Good stun as well from Mind Control. Times it well with the Ghost so that he will be taking more damage. Isla,
but the Ringmaster isn't. Both of these two heroes can be taken down as Weeha continuing to do pretty well here on the mid lane.
With silence coming in, Mana's out. That's fantastic stuff. Weeha with the Quad Wex. Remember, he doesn't need to worry too much about the Sunstrikes, but he does need to worry about the global presence that Nico Baby's coming in with.
Creating some pressure, some concentration on that mid side. But what Vikings really do need to worry about is this bot lane, because Yaver is kind of out of control.
Well, out of control, but not in a good way, though. Control of his hero, because he's just right-clicking everyone like, why is my bug not moving? Well, he's dead. Meanwhile, Scream of Pain comes forward. Weeha is being a major priority target right now for the Vikings, but with a Fair coming out, the silence as well. What a turnaround from Isla. He was a fantastic piece in the game.
Ahead of the Weaver in terms of CS. And even Mind Control may be in a bit of trouble.
Well, do they have another net coming up off of cooldown soon? Twilight Eye has to be careful because Isla so far has been the problem child for the Dire side. Invoker even keeping in, quick EMP to come forward. Nico Baby actually keeping himself away from the Ghost with his trees. Mind Control is still alive, and as the Tooth tries to close the distance, he'll be missing out his dagger. Matson with a quick attempt at the Sonic Wave will only catch out the supports. It's Isla and Nagato who are under risk. Nagato already down, but the net on Weeha should be enough to now make this a pressured moment. Matson uses his Blink over here, and that might lead to even more troubles. Weeha gets one kill. They do lose the Dominator creep, and with that, he might be losing this battle to Matson as well. With the Nature's Prophet threatening out the TP, he tries to change over targets to a Tooth. It's not enough. At the end of the day, Vikings come out on top massively so, as in all of the chaos, they'll even get the Wisdom Rune.
A lot of NIGMA Galaxy's heroes.
Nagato has to be careful. So far, NIGMA Galaxy has been making their supports hyperactive, but it has led to a lot of deaths as well. Matson on level 8 is very healthy, and as his Sonic Wave will catch 3, that's more than enough. Yawer coming in does force him to back off, but it's Weeha who's the real problem. With an Ice Wall and the Cold Snap, they will trade 1 for 1, and where one player was getting maybe a bit too aggressive, it still sets up for Matson to fall into an error of.
And a killing spree going the way of NIGMA Galaxy. Meanwhile, the Sonic Wave was used to just get a support, but Weeha, he's a confirmed kill here.
Fantastic Doom target over here. I'm surprised they're using the Wheel of Wonder, if I'm honest, but at the very least, it does prevent anyone from TPing in too easily and facing them, so I guess it does make sense. Even so, getting the tier 1 tower after this would be just a cherry on top. And you know what? Why settle for a cherry when you can have the whole cake? A Fair and a Mind Control. Isla comes through to try and prevent them from diving. But Nico Baby can just TP in from behind. The Fair isn't enough from Isla. Matson now in pursuit. TP attempt will come through from the Muerta. It will
initiate for a kill. They weren't really going in. And Vikings are the ones who are making more consistent moves.
We'll be able to at least find the kill on the Bulldog, but there is a counterplay taking place. Blood Grenade will guarantee the kill, but it's not the ability to respond to the amplified damage rune. Isla just yet. Fair to follow up on Matson. Matson's using the last few bits and pieces of his mana, but a single Scream of Pain is enough to get the job done. Meanwhile,
useless right now for NIGMA Galaxy.
Meanwhile, Weeha is not being given any farming space over here either. Touchers, this is going from bad to worse. NIGMA Galaxy now, like you said, without any real damage. Supports are feeling kind of useless as well. Isla can't really do much. Tusk can't get close enough to save anyone, and even if he does, it just feels like it guarantees his death on top of one that's already going to fall. Vikings
even have the capacity to build up some auras on Admiral Bulldog. I don't think he is going to go for that, but you still have, the space for it.
Get ready to counter attack for the jumps into his silence. That's a big problem. They're going to lose Bulldog before he can use his doom, and maybe this is the opportunity for them to respond. A quick tornado to beat Matson in the air as well, but a Spylight Eye can only hope to slow down Via. Yoward doesn't want to engage. He's still worried about that big Sonic Wave combination. Even if Matson's getting lower and lower in mana, that needs to be dealt with if they want to re-engage. Matson simply doesn't have enough of the blue power to fight.
And not to mention, the Invoker is one of the best high ground defenders.
More than enough. We are trying to go in for the room. Will be losing his life. Attempt to try and compound on the crit. It's really just building up what he has. Oh, double doom though. Lotus Orb timing was very good. Maybe there's something to be done about this. Unfortunately, everyone from the Radiant side is completely out of position, so Bulldog might eat the doom himself as well. He doesn't care about it though. Now we have caught out underneath the Sentry Ward that was placed for Yower, and with an Atos to block him and remove his Ghost Ward, he'll be in a lot of trouble. Isla's death is almost guaranteed, even if he goes interferes the whale, but the Atos now coming up on the other side. Admiral Bulldog closing the distance will be Walrus punched up as he goes into the high ground. He loses his life. Matson still feels comfortable blinking forward. He knows he can't be killed, not easily at the very least, and that Meteor does barely any damage. We are still without enough levels in Exor to be a serious consideration for taking away HP.
But it's never going to work because Vikings are not going to give this one up without fighting for their lives.
I mean, forget going to work. This might go incredibly badly, but still, they do at the very least get the EMP out onto Matson. Matson, no, he walks just out of range for it. Ria with a quick tornado that doesn't do anything, but he's already lost of Isla. The Doom will now come forward. It's onto the Dust just to make sure that he can't save anyone. Bulldog might have made a mistake with that though, as it will be a quick escape act to keep him alive. Yower still is in and around the fight, but he can't actually get right clicks off. There's no attacks to be had. Nico Baby now keeping forward. Ria's going to be found there as well. Their attempt for an Aegis is going to end up with 4 dead, a tower down, lots of trees of gold being spouted, and Matson cannot catch up. This Weaver is too fast. They are in hot pursuit, but now comes in a Tooth. Now comes in the Wheel of Wonder. Weaver is going to be caught, and Yower will be the price they pay for getting that Aegis, even if that price is paid a minute.
Rather than a real threat by an opposing carry 31 minutes in. And Vikings, they're going to take even more for that Aegis play.
Gone. Matson's the one to take him down. Their own feet, and then, you know, maybe just lose. Even then, I'm not sure. The ring steel cap boots. Their toes are perfectly comfortable right now.
Yower, he will be able to time lapse away and trying to go for the Sikochi, but he gets hit with the Doom. And the bug will be squashed by Vikings. Leave it by. Meanwhile, Vikings, they're still hunting. They want to hunt NIGMA Galaxy down to just bare bones as Nagato. He is going to be visible. Matson will spot the Tusk out as it's Yower who is going to be the big target, hypnotized by the Wheel of Wonder as Nico is in, and Yower is going to be exiting this plane.
Nico Baby has himself a full 6 slot, and when I say full, I mean full. No boots here at all. Twilight Eye will fall, but the double Sonic Wave will cause the instant trade onto Nagato. Isla in the back lines, and Matson will decide to join him there with the full BKB. The Doom's been used on the Weah as well. They could even look to Fountain Dive if they want to, and they won't need it. Weah's going to die, respawn with a buyback, go back in, and even then not feel like a threat in the slightest. There's still 25 seconds without Yower, and now there's also another 30 without Dust. Weaver now has money to be able to buy back. The passive gold gives him that at the very least. A stun onto the Queen of Pain will give her a silence once again, but Nico Baby is still putting that Aegis to good use. Mind Control goes back in. He's a player who's had the most farm in the game for the Radiant side consistently since we even began, but even so, he's felt like his impact has been just as meaningless as everyone else on his own team. Aegis on this Nexus Prophet.
Nico, he's in.
He's in and they're out. They're out of this game, Cultures. Yower's dead now again for 75 seconds. No chances whatsoever. Mind Control's 2-man stuns is only going to contribute to stats on an endgame screen. It's not going to give him anything to work with.
But this is as desperate as it can get right now for NIGMA Galaxy.
He will be able to finish off while I die, but he trades it with an 8 toss. Is there follow-up available? Nico Baby decides he doesn't even want follow-up out. Escape back onto BULLDOG. BULLDOG does have his doom up in a couple of seconds again, but they don't need to wait for it. Matson, meanwhile, blades forward, hoping that Rhea would be located, but Rhea's still being tricky. His EMP brings back Nico Baby, and the fear will keep him from finishing off this barracks. That's a temporary restriction though. The barracks will fall, mega creeps will be found, and frankly, NIGMA Galaxy at this point, GG has to be called. All they're looking for is one kill to get anything out of, just send themselves off on a note of positivity, but there is nothing they can find. Finally, it's BULLDOG caught out, but even then, getting a kill will prove to be next to impossible. Song of the Siren and Escape Act used. I think that's the first song of the game as well, and with the root onto Yawer, the BKB has been forced. Yawer's in the Sprout, time-lapse is out, Stampede will be used to try and get them to disengage, but Matson's not going to stop. Another Sonic Wave, Yawer healing back up, Nagano keeps himself alive with a snowball, but finally, they will call GG. Finally, they will allow Vikings to accept their victory in game number 1.
Milan?
I hope to see game 3, and Vikings were looking hotter on the field.
So you also just don't want to be going down in general, which seems like something maybe a little bit obvious. Mind control position is good. Bramble Maze will catch out a Tooth, while BULLDOG will be picking up the bounty rune in trade of his support's life. A Tooth was always dead. The second this time, you know, staying alive.
It's definitely going to be a much different laning phase. In particular, even towards that top side, Nico Baby fights back, but Isla may end up going down first, with Nico Baby being
Bend it or finish off the kill, but Nico Baby is farming up in the meanwhile. Matson, damage is good, but rotation from the Warlock will get in the Shadow Ward. There's also the Blood Dagger from the 2. We have to be careful. Fair on the 2. One more right click. The bleed's enough to push him into the trees, and Bylai comes by to finish him off.
farming up, but so is Yawer. It's actually just the Centaur who is suffering.
Matson might be suffering over here as well. He does get a fair bit of damage out, but the problem is that even when Weeha gets the pull, if I'm not wrong, Toutress, the says that he's not letting Weeha get this easy jungling experience. The problem is somehow Weeha just not just got in jungle camps, he's also going to be able to pick up a kill at the rate this is going. Matson has to be called forward. It's the onslaught in, trample as well. Weeha didn't think this was a possibility. He's playing against a primal beast, not a sniper, and Matson now with the level 6 skilled up will get the kill, allow the Centaur to tank tower hits, and they can get the kill, but Nagato will at least have his rotation sussed out.
Well, they're going to be pincered though.
And the Penza comes from the trample, the onslaught, and Matson, who's having a grand old time. Nico Baby collects the kill, and now Matson can come forward with the pulverize as well. Mars might be able to get the arena on the 3, but what's the use of it? You can't really fight from inside it. Yawer forced to TP in, but he's TPing into a whole lot of players. Matson maybe even can look to turn around. He's buying time, 2 more seconds, and then he will have the onslaught. That should be enough to get away. Even pushes Yawer while he's doing so. Matson, though, has the Shadow Word on him. It's going to be close.
Didn't get anything, and that is always, you know, it is a difficult judgment call to make, but in the end, NIGMA Galaxy didn't get anything out of that. Arena used everything used. In fact, he's gonna die again.
Gato over here is going to be falling as well, and where we said NIGMA Galaxy have a...
They spend a lot of time only to have the corporate recover now.
Not just recover, accelerate further and further beyond. Nice escape back. The Spotlight Die will continue to heal away with the Wisp. Mind Control will hunt for the Spear, but all in the meanwhile, there's a further zip in. Matson zoned out, kept away. Weeha runs out of mana. Nagano will be coming forward as well, still not with the chaotic offering, so getting a kill under Matson will be very difficult. These supports are low leveled, and Matson wants to punish that. Does go forward. The quick pulverize will get the mini stuns on the Weeha while Arena is used down below. Mind Control will use it defensively to stay alive, but Matson had turned around the gank attempt on him with a full double kill. Why stop there though? When you've got a Stampede, you've got a Warlock, and you've got a weak Mind Control, at least you can get one more of those. Nico Baby will pick up the Warlock and
going to go wrap around, and this time around Nico, he's not going to have the battle trance, but Pylai Dai is there with the attendance.
right now. It's a good arena, better rock on top of them both, but where is the damage? Now comes in Weeha, zips in from range. He knows Nico Baby doesn't have his ultimate because of the earlier engagement, and Bulldog now will have to look for a fight inside the Wheel of Wonder. Stun on two. Here comes Matson, baby! Mind Control will be dying as well. Pylai Die is going to be a sweet suffrage, as Weeha can only use him as a reminder that, hey, I can get kills, but the problem is, Teltris, he can also get a lot of deaths. He's
Or are they going to let Vikings run all over them?
Yagito's found, pulverized in, the Duke comes forward as well. Weeha will be able to go back in with a quick pull, and Yawar should have been enough to get the kill. Unfortunately, his Empower attacks will not be used on the Enchantress, so he'll have to take down Firelight down the slow way. Magic damage is coming in though, and that's helpful, but the problem is Bulldog is as well. A stun on the just the one. Nico Baby comes forth. It's going to be the Troll versus Ursa battle, but Yawar doesn't want to fight it anymore. He backs off. Mind Control thereby should be providing enough control to prevent Nico Baby from actually closing the distance, and with an arena use as well, Yawar has no reason not to go back in. Gets a couple more swipes, and it is the Wheel of Wonder that only allows a Tooth to live. Phantom fight.
Great decision coming in by NIGMA Galaxy to bring Yawar in. Without Yawar there, they wouldn't have been able to get that.
How annoying is Matson? Will be able to finish off the Mars.
If you take a look at Yawar, he will have a Blink Dagger if he doesn't have it already.
Escape pack right now is Weeha zip forward. It's the Enchantress who's being engaged on elsewhere. Nico Baby, however, will be able to get a guaranteed kill on the Isla because of the indecision from NIGMA Galaxy. Weeha's now low on mana. Can they close the distance with a whip? Yes, they can. He won't be able to get the TP out, and with this, his death is guaranteed. All he's looking for is seconds before he gets sent back to the fountain, and a Tooth is mad fighting him. Maybe not the decision that you need to make. Pylai Die now from the low ground is asking for support. Weeha's bought space, he's bought time, but he can't buy his life. All he can get is a couple more creeps done, and Pylai Die will be pursuing, but is he the only one trying to get this kill?
I mean, he'll be able to. It's going to be really slow.
I don't think he can. Weeha can zip over from the top side. No, never mind. Yeah, he can, exactly.
No, but he's
now
going to
comes
die
Matson
here. But no, they have everything at the ready to take Vikings down.
The problem is we can't not take account of the support there. Admiral Bulldog does get a stun out. Arena use. Weeha's in. Bramble Maze onto a Tooth as well.
Stampede was used, so too was the Wheel of Wonder, but Matson still wants to go for it.
Well, you get a kill onto the Warlock initially. No beta balls would be certainly very helpful. Another escape back. They've been so well timed. Yawar completely ignored, but the arena on 3 makes Yawar unignorable. Battle Fury cleave damage will give him ability to take down Pylai Die with just the cleaves, but Bulldog runs away. Yawar can't find a target. Finally, he gets a 2 flow, and someone else will finish the job, but Yawar is now in no man's land. He would want to play forward. Mind Control finds Nico Baby, and that's where Matson comes in to interrupt this fight once again. Nico Baby, that's over. Ultimate use. Yawar rooted. Yawar should be losing the man fight, but he's gone fighting like a man. He's asked his teammates to come over, while Pylai Die on the low ground will die in the last of the Fury swipes. It is Troll Warlord to duck his tails,
As much in this game number 2, because NIGMA Galaxy are very slippery.
Speaking of slippery, Bulldog has slipped over a banana peel. That was
Leave because he had the Battle Fury. I think Yawar might just jump Pylai Die here.
We should consider it at very least. Now Weeha even zips all the way through to find the Doof. But no, wait. Elsewhere on the map, it's Mars who ends up getting taken down. Buyback's been used by a Doof. They want to fight this one. Yawar slow. Yawar will be falling by the Wheel of Wonder as well. They will not get the terrorize out. Weeha's playing for distraction, but with the Yule Scepter on a Matson, he can't be participating in the fight. Nico Baby finds a Warlock in the back lines, but he's already used his Chaotic Offering. He's more than happy to die. 2 for 1 with the buyback being used on the Doof isn't worth it.
Yawver also almost has a nullifier up. Mass teleports coming into that bot lane. I think they saw a glimmer or a glimpse of Admiral Bulldog. He has a Blink Dagger, but if he continues farming, he's going to end up getting caught out.
Scepter will only just guarantee it. Stun will be used as he sets out to his death is inevitable. Stampede is completely pointless as well.
The Mars, he is visible mind control. He is in danger. He is being chased down by 4 heroes.
It would be a return kill that they really desperately need. No arena for the next few seconds means that the lack of Bulldog will not be hurting them too much. Mind control using the arena keeps Matson inside of it. Nico Baby's been forced away by the Terrorize as well. Matson just going to be looking to escape. He might find a kill on him. Nagato, but it's invisible. The escape act was supposed to be used by Adoof on himself. Instead, it ends up being used on Matson, who was going to be alive anyway.
Five minutes of this Aegis is the second one of the game. And they've also captured Adoof. This Aegis will be used to poke that high ground for the D-Ward.
Nagato found out, brought down perhaps. No! Michael's there to kind of put that. This might just be a counternization really to stop the agony of Matson, but it's just not enough damage, and they know they can't go on Yawver, but Nico Baby, he's going to be terrorized up. No! Push out of the terrorize, will get the ultimate off because of it. Nico Baby is going to be farming up a little bit more life on mind control, but the stuns, there's too much control. Now picked up in the card, still fighting away. Yawver is getting low. Aegis should not survive over here, but they don't have what it takes to finish him off. Matson lives on the other side of the cliff, and while Bulldog will be sacrificed, everyone else will watch Adoof die. And they might not be done yet. Mind control's got no reason to stop. He can blink forward and Spear Twilight dive back, decides against it, worried about a punish, and he knows that Yawver should be more than up for the job, but it's in fact a Pulverize to take out the second life.
To take him out. They're lucky that they got out with as many heroes as they were. They might not be able to get out with the heroes. The Twilight Eye fires back. Everyone left alive on the dire side is inside the arena, but inside the arena, Troll fights back. Yawver, first death of the game for him. Nico Baby once more, and he will get kill number 3. It's mind control to fall. Nico Baby will not be able to get that last hit. It is several ways that they had go to their heads because the Vikings can actually fight back now.
And the finding him, we has gone. Lincoln Sphere for who? Back on our hands. No longer is it certain that NIGMA Galaxy have an advantage, but they want to get it back in. We are smoke's been popped, but it's been popped all over. Matson, BKB's up, and they're fighting back. It's a polarized onto the BKB doors up. He's going to be running out of that BKB sooner rather than later. They will keep the ball on the way, but he'll be able to continue fighting up. Yawver's getting low, down to half HP. We are zapping all over the shop, and with Matson getting put in the escape back, he stays alive. We are forced to use more mana. Matson still lives. How is he alive? Weah comes in to rectify the situation, but all in the meanwhile, Mind Control's losing his own life, and where it is going to be the Ghost Scepter from Adoof. It's desperation from Weha. All he will get is the support. All he will lose is every single core. Mind Control. If you can blink in and get an arena, Weha will be there. There's a Dark Crown, there's a Yield Scepter, there's the Initiate, but a Pulverize. If you lose your Mars without an arena, you're not going to get anything in this fight. Arena catches 5, but it doesn't matter when there's no follow-up damage at all. Vikings now in a 5 versus 4 with still having most of their abilities available to them. Escape Act to continually keep Nico Baby alive. That's Wea's next objective.
Nico,
but will he be allowed to get there? Blink and Pulverize would be good to have. Oh no! You'll never use that Aghanim Scepter, Weha! Has been deployed. You can see the sidelines. Mars is trying to come in from the right side, from the middle lane. Nico Baby is getting surprised with the amount of damage the Storm Spirit is dealing. He might just end up losing his Aegis for free. Will use his Battle Cross early. Yawver is going to be down and out. They don't have a save. His buyback is available. 5-man terrorize guys will still not keep them in the game. Nico baby trying to pursue forward. Madsen uses his refresher again. He'd be fine with even pulverizing on Isla, but he won't need it. He'll save it for Yawar, who will have neither his level 25 nor his Aghanim Scepter. And Abyssal Blade will only be used to give him a longer lease in life. With Weeha down, this game might as well be over. NIGMA Galaxy are taking their last few breaths of air while playing in this tournament because they're running out of oxygen.
Weeha bought out for his sword. He thought he could come up with a difference there, but NIGMA Galaxy, despite of having their initiation go their way, it just simply did not do a single thing. This may just be one of the last polarizing we see, as NIGMA Galaxy has no recourse to try and fight back.
Goodness, Yawar will be sent home. What a performance he's given us all across this tournament, even in this game. Looked untouchable with 12-0 at one point, but 12-0 will not matter. It is GG called. It is absolute. Vikings are in your grand finals. The second time they will be able to match up versus Team Win.